25 years, not thriving, expanding. What are these athletes that are the best doing asking for your help? Yeah.
You could have all the work ethic in the world, but maybe if you're not working on the right things, it's not going to lead you to where you want to go. Perfection is not the objective. Hello, my name is Alex Riggs, and this is your co-pilot.
I mean, this guy's the man. He's got Steph Curry seeking instruction from him. Like, that's the top. He works with collegiate golfers, professional golfers, elite juniors, and a brand new category, Will Dryden. Alex knows everything what it takes to go from average to elite, specifically in golf, but all the things that he's learned in golf are applicable to everything that we do in our lives. Let's get into it, Alex. Get ready, folks. This is going to be deep and awesome. A book is coming from this. Let's roll.
Okay, so we're going to be chatting about avoiding the path of least resistance, as well as what I've learned from working with some of the best athletes in the world. And lastly, a concept that is interesting to many, that we want to avoid this search for perfectionism and understand that perfection is not the objective.
That one's hard to swallow.
Within golf, within life, I think most people find a sense of comfort. Comfort is a state of homeostasis. They're kind of level, everything feels easy. That path of least resistance, it feels easygoing. But the question that I think we've got to ask ourselves is that thriving?
Like 20 years I've been sitting in a seat, 25 years, not thriving, expanding.
Growing.
Yeah. And I don't know, it took a moment, a little bit of a health scare to kind of look at myself like, what am I doing?
Sure.
I want to be an athlete. I want to be better and stronger. I'm old, but that's just an excuse.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We're never too old to stop learning. We're never too old to stop growing in the right ways.
Yeah.
Right? We want to grow mentally. We want to grow as a human being. And, we want to be able to, whether it's help our families or succeed at life, succeed in our sport. So we need to look at opportunities. We need to be able to hack the system and find ways to evolve.
My hack is this guy. It's like, I'm 44, I'm trying to become a professional golfer. Like, I need the easy button. Not the easy button of work, but like, what's the information that's going to give me A to B faster? Now I have to put the work in to figure that part out.
Absolutely.
You can't make me wake up in the morning and go work out or not eat the whole burrito.
Correct. Yes.
Because that whole burrito, breakfast burrito in the taco stand in San Diego.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious. I'll be coming back for more of those.
So, thrive. Don't sit on your butt. How do you become amazing?
You have to embrace challenge. You have to enjoy difficult times, right? If what you're looking for is easy, you're just going to find stagnancy. And again, it's like stagnancy is probably not the best version of ourselves.
Yeah.
The challenging road is what's going to get us to our best heights, and we've got to be searching for that.
Get rich fast.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Yeah. In golf, most people are going to, we chatted about this, they're going to get to a certain level just based off their athletic ability. They're going to find that within a couple of years of playing. But if you really want to get better, and this is where it applies to life too, you have to be able to look at everything, all the skill sets, or just who we are as a human being, and look at it in the mirror and go, okay, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What can I do better? And what do I need to work at?
That's so true. It's so hard to do that too, because then you're telling yourself that you're weak.
Yes, you're imperfect.
You're imperfect. Oh, I'm weak, but I am getting stronger. Lots of resistance.
Absolutely.
What's it like to work with professional athletes that are the best at what they do? Like Steph Curry. Is he like showing up like, I already know what I'm doing, just show me a little tiny tip? What are these athletes that are the best doing asking for your help?
It's interesting. I do find that there's commonalities with these elite athletes, regardless of the sport that they've come from. And Steph's the perfect example. They've obviously enlisted me because they've recognized with their humility that they are imperfect in golf, and there's opportunities for them to get better. And I think that's such a common trait with them, is that they don't come to me with an ego. They don't come to me with a know-it-all attitude. They come to me with vulnerability, with acceptance of listen, tell me what I can get better at.
Yeah.
Give me the roadmap, and I'm going to work my tail off. Like, all of these athletes, sure, we can say that they might have athletic gifts that they were born with, but all of them have the work ethic, the mindset, and I think the humble attitude to say, I will do whatever it takes. Just give me that plan.
Yeah. So how does somebody who's not an elite athlete apply that when they're trying to learn something?
Well, regardless of the level that we start at, like regardless of what our baseline is,
yeah,
there's always an opportunity to grow. So growth requires like a knowledge in terms of, okay, what do I need to do to improve? So there needs to be an assessment involved in that.
Sure.
We need to be able to look at, again, recognize where the baseline is and understand what you want to get better at. And then is where the work actually kicks in.
Yeah.
You have to have a plan before you put in the work.
It's probably really good to get a mentor or a coach or whatever you're trying to do that has achieved a level of higher success. Because figuring it out on your own, you probably are going to run into a wall and not realize that you're into a wall.
It's difficult if you're doing it yourself, especially if that isn't your expertise. It's difficult to know if you're taking the right path.
Yeah.
You know, you could have all the work ethic in the world, but maybe if you're not working on the right things, it's not going to lead you to where you want to go.
No ego. Check it at the door, baby.
Absolutely.
Learn. Have an open mind. Find people smarter than you. Hang out with them.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what these elite athletes have, is they have talent to start with, but they're never going to get to this point of I'm good enough now.
Yeah.
Like Tiger's the perfect example. You know, Steph's the perfect example. They never get to stagnancy.
Sure.
They never get to this point of like Steph's played in the NBA for 15-ish years. I've watched him practice in person, and he is always working on things. He's always looking to get better.
Yeah.
And I think that's what separates them, and that's what, even if we're not elite athletes, we can still work on those things, whether it's in our passions or whether it's who we are as a human being.
Yeah.
We can still look at that and go,
totally,
let's keep getting better.
You know, I worked on my marriage like that.
As we should.
I let that kind of, I'm happily married, just say, but we're guys. We get stagnant. Like paying attention and looking at your marriage, like, how can I make it better? This isn't counseling or anything, but that was one thing that I was not good at, and now I'm good at it. But I could be better. I love you, baby.
Yeah, I think the lesson for all of us is just to be able to recognize that like growth is possible if you have the right attitude.
Yeah. Regardless
of whether we're elite athletes or we're average Joes, right? We're cruising through life and, you know, working in the office or whatever you do. It's like there's always opportunities to make it better.
Sure. I love that. Always be trying to thrive. Let's go. That's why I'm trying to become a professional golfer, baby. I got a YouTube channel called Will Dryden the Golfer. Not a lot of subscribers yet, but it's amazing because I'm there mostly. And then Alex is going to be teaching a few amazing golf tricks out there that's helping me become better. He's being super nice to share that stuff over on my channel. So go check it out, get better, and let's get back to him motivating us. Woo! Leave it to golfers to find golf courses. We're over Borrego Valley, just south of Palm Springs, and there's a golf course down here called Ram Hill. It's in the middle of the desert. Take a look down below. I've been very frustrated in golf lately with my driver. I go 30 yards to my left, 30 yards to my right, and Alex shows up and he's like, that's actually good. No, it's not. It's not straight. He taught me something amazing, that like, you're not trying to achieve perfection. There's a variable within that.
Correct.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so essentially within golf, as with life, if we strive for perfection, you know, we're just destined to fail. And understanding that, especially in a sport like golf, just keeping the ball in play, just like moving in the right direction is our objective. And the best players in the world, they still have what we call a dispersion pattern.
Yeah.
So they're going to hit shots that are going to be slightly offline, and especially as the golf club gets stronger, so as the ball starts traveling further, the ball will travel more offline.
Yeah.
And if we hit shots that are slightly off track, this is not something that should be driving us crazy. This is expected. Okay, we are human beings, we're imperfect, we're not robots. We can't replicate patterns perfectly.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, we have to accept that this imperfect game or this imperfect life is actually the journey that we're on.
30 yards to the left, you just change your approach to how you're going to do the next thing.
Yeah.
Next thing in life or your next shot, whatever it is. It's brought me relief. I hope it brings you relief to know, like, it's okay to not be a robot.
Absolutely.
I'm happy to not be a robot.
Yeah, that's not our objective. You know, we shouldn't be looking at ourselves in the mirror expecting perfection. We shouldn't be upset if we stumble on our words, if we trip on our feet. If any of that happens, these are normal human experiences, right?
Sure.
And, you know, as a golfer, I think people love golf because it is such a humbling sport, as life is humbling. And as we go through that, if we have the mindset of, okay, you know, these hiccups, these failures, if we want to call them, are just all part of the journey.
Sure.
We just want to learn from them.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I love that. I feel so much relief that I can keep trying to get better and be a little bit off left and right. It'll hone in as I get better. Maybe
exactly
30 yards I'll turn into 20. 200 pounds will turn into 185.
Yes. So I think our main lesson here is, whether this is talking golf or whether this is speaking on life, it's being able to look at where we're at right now. Like, we need to find our baseline and be able to assess honestly where we're at. Yeah. And then from there we can create a plan. We can get to work. We accept that, you know, perfection is not the objective. We take this on with no ego, a humble attitude, but an eagerness to evolve.
I love that, man. I'm motivated. I told you this is going to be a book. The words coming out of his mouth are just, love it. Well, thank you so much for being up here in my Vision Jet. Yeah, this thing is awesome.
Incredible.
And there's going to be a ton more of these coming out. Just subscribe. Tell every friend you know, and I'll give you a high five, not $5. All right, have an awesome day. Thanks for coming, man.
Thank you. This has been a blast.